here at the CCA workbench for the Academy Sports and Outdoors Rigs and Techniques, and as you can see, we have our special guest, Bouncer Smith. Dave, it looks like Bouncer's going to be doing all the heavy lifting tonight.
I hope so, man. He's stealing your money. But yeah, he's going to talk a little bit about fishing down deep in the daytime off the East Coast, which is a very technical and kind of a hard thing to do. But Bouncer's got it pretty easy down pat now, right?
It really is very technical. There's no doubt about it. But it's an amazing thing. One of the greatest things about fishing, as you guys both know, it's always changing.
Right.
And what you were doing last week is no longer in.
Right.
But I did bring a couple of my favorite baits, and I've got them rigged a little bit differently because this one's not complete.
Right.
But my go-to bait, day or night, is a squid. And you can see from the thread that we really tie it together. We got multiple wraps around the shank, in the eyes, we sew the head on, and then when we finish sewing this bait, as we see all the threads on the other side, we take this rubber skirt and we really pull it down on, hold on to that line tight. We pull it on there really tight, and then we take a needle and thread, which is 50 to 70 pound wax thread is what we use the most. But we go right through the middle of that skirt, wrap the line all the way around the skirt, and then tie it off. Because you don't want that skirt to slide up away from the bait. Sometimes the fish will hit the wrong lure.
And the reason you do that is because that swordfish, he comes in there and whacks everything.
They hit bait fish so hard that they chop them in half. 1 pound blue runners, you can see that they go almost all the way through them without breaking the skin. It's just, that's how hard to bruise it is. When we use these skirts, we try to get skirts with glow-in-the-dark eyes. And then this is a fold-over bait, which the skirt's already sewn on. But with a fold-over bait, you have almost no meat. It's just a layer of skin folded over to the other layer of skin, and then a million stitches as well, which you can't see as well because of the skirt. But
and you would make that out of, I mean, that's a vinyl one as a replica, but you would make that out of what?
You
what would be your favorite?
Out of a dolphin belly?
The ideal bait is a barracuda skin. It's phenomenal.
Barracuda skin.
Kingfish, mackerel, dolphin, tunas, bonitas, barracudas, almost anything you want to use, because it's predominantly just a little bit of smell in the skin. But think of a swordfish like a shark. And a swordfish will come to the smell of a barracuda or the oil of a kingfish faster than the blood of a bonita. The oils really attract them better. But then again, you turn around, the bonita and the dolphin have the toughest skin. So this is a rig that I fish a lot, that I'm probably one of the few people that does. But this is 2 baits on 1 line. You see, we've got
a... look at you. Look at you doing a love lure for swordfish.
We slide up into the middle of all this mess, and you've got the right swivel. This swivel right here is connected to a 100-foot leader to where there's 100 feet away, there's a sinker. And then just above this swivel, we would have a diamond strobe light, a little light. And then 20 feet up, we'd have another one. And then as we pull this way, if you'll give me an assist here, in about 6 feet, we're going to come to this bait. And it's got a lead, so it'll drop below the main leader. And then we got a beautiful, typical of all fishing, we got a beautiful knot in here. And we'll there it came right out.
Look at that.
And then this bait is another 6 feet back.
Trolling back.
Now, one of the things about this rig is, if we put the squid all the way at the end, that's where we're going to catch a swordfish. If we put the squid here, this is where we're going to catch a swordfish. The reason we drop 2 is that we have a 12-pound sinker. The swordfish hit that every once in a while. And then 2 lights, and then 2 baits to choose from. And if this bait gets wrecked,
you still got another
a lot of
shot.
times they'll come back after this bait. So that's why we use 2. It offers 2 flavors and 2 baits.
And if he crushes your squid, you can get him on the skin.
That's correct.
So Bouncer, 54 years of working it off of the Miami area, and you retired on June 3rd, officially. So why don't you tell us what that was like to see all the guys that showed up to wish you good good things, as well as thanking you for all the great things you've done in the community.
As I said that day, my hero for all of my life has been Jimmy Stewart in A Wonderful Life. When the community came together, when he was in trouble, and boy, the community came together with me, and I wasn't even in trouble. They just came to say, thank goodness there'd be more fish, because I wouldn't be competing with them quite as much anymore. But what an event. The fire boats were going, and we had everything from a outboard powered surfboard to big sport fishing boats, and God, what a compliment to a career. It was really, really something.
You know, what were some of the memorable catches in the 54 years? When somebody asks you, what do you remember? Tell me 2 of them that you can think of.
Well, the 2 most important, and one reflects my anglers, and that was I had the honor of going fishing with Dr. Marty Arosiki. He had gone sword fishing a couple nights with me, and he said, I can catch one of those on fly. And he ties his own fly, rigs his own rod. I picked the spot, and he started fly casting at night, fishing by the rules. You can only have 120 feet of line out. And within 20 minutes, he had a swordfish bite on the fly.
Wow.
Now we figure it was a swordfish. Then I figured for sure it had a bonita or something.
Right.
But in only an hour into fly casting, he hooked up. I ran to the controls, and he says, wait a minute, the fish turned around, don't move. He tied the fly, rigged the rod, cast the fly, hooked the fish, and caught that swordfish from a dead boat.
Wow.
That is probably the greatest angling achievement of all time.
Yep, nobody's done that I know of.
And then when I really got involved was my accountant, Paul Leader, bugged me for 10 years to go to Alaska to try to catch a halibut on fly over 100 pounds. And after all those years, I finally went and I caught a 111-pound world record halibut on fly.
Well, thank you for being here with us tonight. We're out of time. We'll have to have you come back. But Brie, where are we going next?